Hi there, we are back for another episode of Shadowbringers, and in this episode we want to follow up with the Eden story, the 8-man raid. Before you can do this quest, you need to complete 4 instances. The first 4 instances from Eden's Gate. That was the last one, and Eden's Gate, this quest, let me show you. Journal. Complete Chronicles of New Era Eden. You need to complete Super Seismic, and after this quest you can do this one. Okay. So let's talk to Reen. The next piece of the puzzle, a level 80 quest. And reward some grade 7 materia. Reen appears to have been overcome by exhaustion. It's nothing. That didn't look like nothing to me. You'd better lie down for a while. No, really, I'm fine. Anyway, we have still got work to do. Nay, Thancred has the right of it. 'Twould be unwise to exert thyself overmuch. I appreciate your concern, but I do wish you'd stop fussing. Reen, thou knowest not the strain thou dost place on thyself. Though the elements of water and earth have been restored, continued exposure to the empty, stagnant ether may yet sap thee of thy remaining strength. Now that you mention it, I've been feeling a bit out of sorts ever since we got here. I should probably get away from the empty and rest for a while. Pray do so. Meanwhile, I shall remain here. The restoration of the first 2 elements has produced unexpected results, and I require time to analyze our findings. However, I must ask thee to refrain from discussing our work in the empty, even with our closest comrades. Why? I thought they'd welcome the news. And indeed they shall, once we have more to show for our efforts. Nevertheless, this mission is one of surpassing danger. I am loath to place our dearest friends at risk unless absolutely necessary. You have their best interests at heart, I'm sure, but to be perfectly honest, I'd prefer not to keep secrets from people that I trust with my life. I don't want to make a habit of this, but I'll do as you ask. It seems to me that Reen isn't the only one who would benefit from a change of scenery. Our Sleeping Beauty would likely fare better in more hospitable surroundings. We'll need to have our associate from the Crystarium organize a safe place for her to stay. If you and Sweet could go on ahead and have a word with him in Mortsuk, we'll catch up with you once Oriongé has finished, whatever it is he needs to do. Perhaps thou too shouldst accompany her on the return journey. I dare say she would be glad of thy presence. No, not this time. She's come such a long way since we first met, and I worry that relying on me too much will only hold her back. We won't be staying on the First forever. The time will come for Reen and I to part ways, and for her to follow her own path. I know you understand this too, Oriongé. I see you're trying to pass on as much of your knowledge as possible while you still can, and to her credit, she's actually taking most of it in. Green is possessed of a natural affinity for etherology, unlike some who shall remain unnamed. A natural affinity for staying awake during your lectures, more like. So come to think of it, she doesn't really take after me at all. However, like thee, she is predisposed to brooding in silence in lieu of voicing her concerns. Says the master of keeping his cards close to his chest. Anyway, sweet, you'd better take the sky slipper with Reen. It's true that she's been through a lot lately, but so have you. We'll need you ready for the challenge that lie ahead. So go on and get some rest. We shall await news of thy safe arrival in Amarang. It seemed like you were all having quite a serious discussion. I hope I haven't given you any cause for concern. Well, if you say so, I probably shouldn't stay in the empty any longer than necessary soon. So, do you want to take first shift piloting or shall I? Phew, I'm glad I had you there to keep me company. I have no idea how I would have passed the time otherwise. Now that we're here, I need to find our contact from the Crystarium. But before that, I was hoping I could have a word with you. Something's been on my mind. This might not be the best place for it, so those creatures over there look a bit hungry. When I first spoke to Thancred and Orianger about what I'd sensed in the empty, part of me wished we could have just left it alone. I guess I was scared of what we'd find. But now that we've found Eden, I know that I made the right choice. And if I'd given in to my fear, I probably would have spent the rest of my life wondering what might have been. From now on, whenever I hear that voice inside telling me to run away, to hide, I won't listen. That's not who I am anymore. Even so, all the courage in the world is not going to help me decide what we should do with that girl when she wakes up. Do you remember what she said right before she passed out? Why am I here? What is happening? What if she's being controlled or forced to act against her will? Whatever the case, it's clear that she's not a monster, she's a person like you or me. Obviously, she knows something about Eden and we need all the information we can get. But more than that, I just want to talk to her, to find out who she is and if there's anything we can do to help her. On the other hand, we mustn't forget that she's already attacked us once. What's to say she won't try it again when she wakes up? If she keeps us from reclaiming the empty, it will be all my fault. It's no good. I can't make up my mind. What do you think we should do, sweet? If Alfino were here, he'd talk things through with her. Even Emitzarek had his reasons. We should at least hear her out. There's not much we can do until she's awake. Even Amatsuyk had his reasons. I see what you mean. Perhaps if we'd been able to come to an understanding, this wouldn't have ended the way they did. I hope that she's nothing like Amatsuyk, but we won't know until we speak to her. Until then, I'll try to concentrate on the here and now. Speaking of which, I still need to see to Orianger's errands. The person we are on our way to meet lent us this sky slipper and most of the apparatus we've been using. And since we've been sworn to secrecy, I assume the same applies to him and his colleagues. Anyway, once that's over with, we can find a place to relax. Oh. Where are you? Ah! Now that we are here, allow me to introduce you to two members of our inner circle, or whatever you want to call it. That's Gulgul, who's interested in trading for any relics we find in the empty. Apparently he mostly deals in exotic weapons and whatnot, but he's agreed to keep us supplied with whatever else we can't get from the Crystarium. Now, the one we came to meet should be around here somewhere. Ah, Rin, what a relief it is to see you returned unharmed from your expedition. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting. We were gone a bit longer than we expected. Sweet, I'd like you to meet Lori. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As representative of the Settlement Council, I am here to oversee the delivery of equipment deemed necessary to your mission. I will be on hand to provide any assistance you may require. Actually, there's something we'd like you to take care of. It's probably best not to talk about it in the middle of the market, so I'll take it from here, sweet. You should get some rest. But before you go, I'd like to thank you for everything you have done. We still have a long road ahead of us, but if we give it our all, there's nothing we can't handle. So, skill speed. Complete. I see. So, it is Mercer's position. I would behoove us to proceed with caution. Moreover, I would refrain from discussing the matter with Reen and Sweet until we know more. Well, I appreciate you telling me, even if it is too soon to be sure. I'm the one watching over her after all. The Oracle of Darkness. I pray it is not true. So, okay. And we have another quest there from Luray. Okay, let me see. And it's called Luray, required level 0. Okay. Then, where is he? There he is. That was it for now. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye bye!